Welcome to another video, 2 videos today. So this video is going to be on my current highlight and contour situation routine thingamabob thingamajig. So this is what I'm doing as of current. I do this every day, minus the cream contour. Sometimes I don't do the cream contour every day, but I do the powders that I use. I do that every single day no matter what. It's just that probably every other day I might do a cream, but yeah, this is my highlight and contour routine as of now, and it lasts me all freaking day. That's why I love it so much. It may seem like a lot of powder stuff is going on, but trust me, you're gonna thank me when your makeup lasts for 12 hours. You're gonna be like, yes, Maria told me to do this and it works. It works for me, works for my clients. Pretty sure it will work for you. So try it out. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Snapchat. And yeah, if you want to get your makeup done by me, I'm going to leave my phone number in the box down below. I'm working at I'm working at Bobby Lux Hair Studios in Flatbush at 2606 Church Avenue. So if you want to get beat by Maria, definitely book an appointment. I'll leave the information down below. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. Hey guys, so I recorded me doing my face. Basically everything I did up until now, I just put my foundation on, MAC Studio Fix Fluid, NW48, I believe, yeah. Then I did my brows. I used this new brow product that was sent to me and to review, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll do a more in-depth video another time, but this is definitely spotlighting this brow product. Even though I did use a little bit of the NYX eyebrow gel just to make it a little bit darker and define it a little bit more. But yeah, so now it's highlighting time. So I already started highlighting. I used my MAC sponge in NW40 Studio Finish Concealer. This is not the color I usually use because I ran out of the color I usually use and I haven't had time to like go and pick some up, the time or the money. But yeah, so we're just gonna use this. So I put in the usual places: under eye, chin, Cupid's bow, nose. If there's no noise in the background, it's my fan. It's kind of hot, guys, so you know I gotta cool it down, but whatever. So I'm making sure I'm blending everything out. Guys, especially under my eye. So this is my first layer of highlight. I always do 2 different layers of highlight. I put my first initial color on, and my second color, which is going to really make it pop, I'm using the Becca Ultimate Coverage Concealing Cream. You guys want a review on this, let me know in the inbox. Let me know, not in my inbox. Let me know in the comment section down below, but it's pretty good. It's full coverage concealer creaming thingamabob. But yeah, so I've been using it for like a month or 2 and it's pretty good. So I'm just going to dip my sponge in it and apply it to all the areas I already highlighted. I'm really going to focus this concealer under my eye. It's a pretty thick cream, so you want to put a little bit at a time. You don't want to go overboard. Put a little bit on my nose, a little bit in the center of my forehead. And then I'm going to, I was going to take my other beauty blender, but apparently it ran away from me. So I'm going to use this brush from Morphe Brushes. It's the M492 foundation brush. And I'm just going to blend, you know, everything out. You want to make sure everything is seamless, there's no harsh lines, so no one can tell you where your highlight starts or stops. Okay, so we're pretty good on that. Now what I'm going to do is I like to work in sections. I'm going to set my highlight and then I'm going to start contour. So to set my highlight, I'm going to use 2 different powders. I'm going to use a sponge. This one's a little dirty because I can't find a new one, but I feel like using a sponge is the best thing to use. You could use your beauty blender. I told you mine's right away. You could use your, like, whatever sponge you use to put your foundation on, but I feel like using like a latex wedge is better than using, say, your beauty blender, because your beauty blender is wet, so you're not going to get the most powder payoff. And if you use a brush, me personally, no matter how many times I use a brush, no matter what brush I use, it never was the coverage that I wanted, if that makes sense. Like, it never set my concealer the way using a sponge sets it. So it's all depending on you and what you like to do. This is just what I like to do, and this is what lasts me like tons of hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, because I have long days. So this lasts me the longest. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to take MAC Studio Fix powder in the color NC50. I need to get NC45, but NC50. I'm going to take the sponge and I'm going to make sure I get a lot of that powder on the sponge. Really pack the powder on the sponge. And what I do is I look in the mirror to make sure that I'm not creasing. Make sure you go over, you blend out the highlight once again under the eye. Because that's where it seems to crease the most. Okay, after you do that, you're going to take your sponge and you're going to press, not hard, don't press your face off, but press it really hard under your eye first. And then I'm going to drag it out and then drag it down. So, press this way, and drag it down, and then press this way. And just keep pressing till you deposited all of the powder there, like so. Now as you can see, that sort of smooth everything out. We're gonna do the same thing to this eye. Get your Studio Fix powder. If you want a cheaper alternative, I really like the Ruby Kisses foundation powder. It's really, really good, and I use it on my clients. So just take your powder on your wedge, and then you want to, make sure everything is blended under this eye. And then do the same thing, press it. Okay, so after you press that powder, what I do is I take the excess and just run it on top of my lip. Press it on my chin, on my nose, on my forehead, all your highlighted areas basically. Right, so that's my first layer of highlight powder. Then after that, what I do is I take my Sacha Cosmetics Buttercup powder, and I do the same thing, but I only do it under the eye. So take your sponge, dip it in your sponge, make sure you get a good amount, and you really want to focus this right under the eye to really make it pop. Like so. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. So you do that, and then I do it again to the other eye, and this is my form of baking. This is how I bake, because I let that sit and I do the rest of my face. Okay, so there you go. You do that. Put a little bit on my chin, a little bit on my nose, just a little bit. Right, there you go. So now it's time to contour. Now on an everyday, I usually don't use cream to contour. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But we're going to use cream today. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I'm going to use the darkest color right here. And I'm going to take a flat concealer brush that looks like this. And I'm just going to lightly put it on. I don't want to put too much. I'm going to use the corner of the brush, dip it into the product. You want to look for your natural contour line. Now, darker skinned women of color usually have natural shadows in their face that you can see. Lighter skinned women and Caucasian women, you can't really see it. You have to feel for the bone structure. For darker women, you can see it. So as you can see, I can already see my natural contour right here. So you just want to place that product right there. What I like to do, I like to bring it up this way to really lift my cheekbones. So you just bring it down and then you bring it up like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Like so. Then I'm going to take a little bit on my forehead and my temples. Not too much. Because like I said, I usually don't like to go too overboard with the cream contour. But for you guys, I'll go to the end of the world. So do that. I'm going to put a little under my lip. A little in between my cupid's bow. And on the sides of my nose. Actually, I'm not going to do the sides of my nose. I like to do the sides of my nose with powder contour instead of cream. Because it looks the most naturalist. I'm going to take the same foundation brush I used to blend out the highlight. And I'm just going to blend out this contour. And make sure you blend it going up and not down. And then the temple contour, you want to blend it into your hairline. Whatever direction your hair is going in, that's where you want to blend it into. Okay, for that final blend, I'm going to take another brush and just continue to blend it out. Once we have that all blended out, I'm going to set my contour. To set my contour, I'm going to take another MAC Studio Fix powder in the darkest color, NW58. And I'm going to take my fluffy fan brush to set it. So now I'm just going to run the fan brush into the powder and just set the contour. Using this fluffy fan brush because it helps to not create harsh lines and just, you know, harsh looking things on your face if you use this brush. I feel like your contour should be more airbrushed, whereas your highlight should be more, if it's going to be harsh, your highlight should be more, you know, harsh, not your contour. So this fluffy brush really helps to diffuse the contour and make it look very airbrushed and natural. Because contour could really mess up your face, guys, if you go too overboard. Okay, so the contour is set. Now what I do next, I take some bronzer. I take my CoverGirl Clean Bronzer in the color Ebony. And I use this bronzer to sort of act as a transitional shade between the contour and the highlight. So I blend it on the highest point of the contour and then in between my forehead highlight and my forehead contour, and I also rim it down my chin, and then that's what I contour my nose with as well. So I'm gonna take this Sephora blush contour brush number 74. This is my favorite brush to contour. Like, I love it so much. So you need to get one, guys. But yes, I just dip it in the product. And then I sort of wipe some of it off in the lid. I just take circular motions. eyeshadows to give it that very straight, slender look. And then you want to connect it with your bring it up to your eyebrow, that sort of socket place right there. Okay, so after you do your nose, see how natural that looks, as opposed if I would have put the cream contour, it'd have been real harsh. Maybe some people can do it, but not me. To me, every time I do cream contour on my nose, it gets too harsh and I don't like it. So everything is blended out. You could just keep blending that contour out. And then I'm going to take Deep Roast by Coastal Scents, really to make my contour really, you know, poke out right there. I'm just going to take a little bit on the edge of the brush. I'm going to run it right here. And then I'm going to blend it going up. Like so. Like so. Okay, now lastly for the contour, I'm going to take some of that buttercup powder and run it right here. On my sponge, of course. Doing this is going to really make our face look chiseled, fabulous, on point, on fleek. So we're going to bake the bottom of the contour as well. You want to make sure they match. I mean, sometimes mine don't match, to tell you the truth, but whatever, we still going to be on fleek. So we're going to let this sit, we're going to let this bake, and then when it finishes baking, I'm basically going to do my eye look. The eye look is going to be in a separate video, but I'm going to do my eye look and then I'll come back and show you how I dust all the powder off and what I set my whole entire face with. Stay tuned. Okay, so now that I'm basically halfway done my eye look, it's time for me to dust off my powder because I have to do my under eye, you know, work, whatever. So I'm going to take this sort of coned sort of brush. It's by Jessup Brushes. It's called a tapered face brush. And I'm going to pat the buttercup powder in. You don't want to dust it off right away. You want to push it in and then dust. When you push it in, it'll like lock into your face and fill up all the empty spaces. If you just dust it off, there might be empty spaces. Excuse me. So you want to push it in, then dust it off. So what I do, I smush the brush. And then I push it in, and then I dust it off. So, take the brush, you want to push it in, then dust it off. Then I'm going to take, I'm going to take my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. There's some stuff on it, but it's the color Dark Deepest. I'm going to swirl my brush in it really well. And then I'm going to just pack this onto my under eye. This basically blends the highlight and the contour together and makes it look a bit smoother. Put it on my nose. Focus it under the eye, like this. Then I do it on my forehead. Sort of blend everything out. And then I do the same thing to this. Push it in and then brush it. Push it in and then sweep it this way. Want to get around your mouth. Push it in, sweep it this way. And there you go, guys. That's how you set your whole face.